Hello everybody, my name is Darn18 and welcome back to another manga video. Now, as we're approaching the end of the first half of this year, I'm going to be showing you 10 of my favourite manga titles that I've read in 2018 so far. Now, I've looked through my bookshelf and I've thought long and hard about this, and I'm going to be showing you 10 titles. There's no honourable mentions, and this is by no means a complete list of what I actually liked during my reading this year, but I have read a lot of manga this year, as well as bought a lot of manga. So it was kind of difficult because there was some titles I was like, I want to include that one, but no, and it was just the process of picking them out was just a bit. And also wearing a t-shirt that's got Tokyo on it. Very apt for this video because Japan. And the manga right behind me, and I'm going to be showing you these in alphabetical order by title, regardless of the height. So let's just get right into it. And remember, this is my personal opinion, and it is by no means necessary all of the titles I've enjoyed. I've enjoyed a lot of titles this month, and I'm also including titles that have at least 3 volumes read this year, or collected that I've read. So let's begin. First up, I have A Silent Voice by Yoshitoki Oima. Now, I didn't know what to make of this. A lot of people seem to enjoy this, and I thought, you know what, I'll pick it up if I find it and give it a go. And oh my god, I'm glad I did, because it's a story basically. If you don't know what it's about, this girl, she's deaf, and this boy, he bullies her, and basically she gets bullied non-stop from him, and all of a sudden it just gets too much. She doesn't attempt to commit suicide, she just transfers schools because it was just her parents, or rather her mum, basically dragged her away and said, no, you're not going to this school if you get bullied. And then eventually he gets bullied himself for bullying her, and then he has to get transferred, and then, or something like that, I can't remember, but and then all of a sudden and then a few years later they meet, their paths cross again, and then he tries to make amends with all his former classmates and even her, and he further understands that being deaf is a problem for some people and it's okay to be like that. But yeah, this is only 7 volumes long, and as soon as I got the volumes I binge read them, and it was just, I just want to cry so many times because there was just so many issues going on between the two of these two and a lot of other people, and it's just it was fantastic. I've never read such a relatable thing in my life. I'm not deaf myself, but I know what it's like to be different and to be bullied for it. So yeah. So this is A Silent Voice by Yoshitoki Oima. I can't even English today. And yeah, that's my first one of my favourite titles of 2018 so far. Next up, Deadman Wonderland by Jinsei Kataoka and Kazuma Kondou. Now, I actually I actually started reading Deadman Wonderland last year. I actually picked up volumes 1 to 3, and of course it was like, oh, okay, I actually kind of enjoy this. And then obviously I picked up the remaining volumes as you saw in my April manga haul, and yeah, I finished it. Fantastic series. And this was basically what happens in this story is this boy here, his name is Ganta Igarashi. He basically is in school with his friends, having the time of his life, talking about, future plans and stuff like that, and then all of a sudden, a mysterious person known as the Red Man, I think it is, yeah, the Red Man, kills all of his classmates, and he's the only survivor, and because of that, he's actually framed for murdering them. So he gets sent to a place called Deadman Wonderland, hence where the title comes from, and he has to prove his innocence. And he goes to, and this prison's also like a fun fair. It's very disturbing, and there's quite a lot of gory bits in it, but I kind of like that. So, so yeah, This was pretty suspenseful. This was originally by Tokyo Pop, but Viz Media picked it up and finished it off, basically. And, you know, I actually really enjoyed it. It was intense from when the carnival games start, basically. I'm not going to spoil it, obviously, but, yeah. It's pretty intense as well, because he's only 14 when the story begins, I think. But, yeah. And then there's a lot of, like, issues like trust, betrayal, and all sorts of things like that. It was just brilliant. I'm glad this is complete. So yeah, I would definitely reread it. Okay, next up I have Ichi-F, a graphic memoir of the Fukushima nuclear power plant by Kazuto Tatsuo. This is my first memoir manga of the sort in my collection. Now, I actually read the first chapter of this last year when I got this, and it made me a little bit upset because just to see the harsh realities of working in a nuclear power plant, and this is just because someone actually died, because this is a memoir and someone died, and then the tabloids had to ruin it by saying false news, basically. And then Kazuto Tatsuo basically goes through all of his time in Ichi-F, which is basically the name of the power plant that he worked at, to clean up the radiation and that sort of thing. And it was very informative. It shows you, like, he explains like all the tools, all the work that goes on, all his friends, all his very limited personal life that he had in between the jobs. It was very, very nice to read. I mean, I got this for £11, including a £10 discount. That's after a £10 discount I got just before Christmas. So this was an early Christmas present for me last year. So I'm pretty relieved I've got this. It's just beautiful. And if you like memoirs, this one's definitely one to look out for. Based on true story, and of course it holds a very dear place in my heart because Japan is my favourite country in the whole wide world, and just to have this happen to it, it broke my heart when I heard about it. But you know, kudos to Kazuto Tatsuo for doing the work that he does, and also the other workers at the Fukushima power plant. And although he doesn't work there anymore, as far as I know, this is as of 2017, I think. He actually did say if he ever does go back, he probably will make some more volumes, because he is an amateur mangaka. But hey ho, see how he goes, eh? But that's Ichi-F by Kazuto Tatsuo. Next up, another surprise one, I guess, is Orange by Ichigo Takano. Now, I remember seeing this a very good few months ago. I actually saw it last year, and I thought, this is probably not a story I would enjoy. But, you know what, when I had a bit more money, I thought, screw it, I'll pick them up, I'll see if I enjoy it. And, obviously, it's featured in this video. Of course I did. And basically what this is about is a girl, her name is Naho. She starts her 11th grade, and then she gets a letter from her future self, and basically trying to stop certain events from happening in her past life, because obviously her future self knows this, and she has to stop them happening. And she thinks, nah, it can't be right. And then all of a sudden it comes true, and then she has to save this boy because he's got his own personal problems. I'm not going to say what they are because spoilers, but it's all true. All the letters that she receives happens in reality, and she has to make a decision whether to follow them or not, because her actions will basically affect her future, just like life itself. And yeah, I just thought, wow, it was so powerful. I didn't expect to enjoy it. I don't really read like slice of life stuff. It's just not my sort of thing. But it was very, very touching, and I've not completed it actually, but I am looking to get the last epilogue volume, in a sense, when I get a bit more money, because obviously I'm still saving up for my holiday. hopefully soon. And you know, it's just I can't wait to just pick that up and see what happens. But yeah, this is a very, very good read. I still don't get why it's called Orange, but you know, everything's a mystery, isn't it, in Japan? But yeah, that's Ichigo Takano's Orange. Next up, I have Parasyte by Hitoshi Iwaaki. Now, this is a story that I started in November last year. I picked up the first volume, and then obviously I didn't get much volumes because there was only the first volume of Waterstones in my nearest branch, and I didn't think I thought it was pretty brutal from the first volume. I mean, that cover is enough to go by, and I thought, can this get any better? And then at the beginning of this year, around my birthday time, I went to Forbidden Planet with my good friend, and she actually got me volume 2 for an early birthday present, and I picked up the rest of the volumes for myself because they were all there, and I'm glad I have it all. It was a fantastic series. It's one of the best horror manga I've ever read, and you know, it's suspenseful, as everything is. Words. And basically what happens in this story is there's a boy called Shinichi. He's oblivious to these aliens coming down from Earth. They're like little worm-like things, and then they basically take over the host. But unfortunately for this parasite, hence the title, that invaded Shinichi's body, he only managed to get into his hand and basically to control it, hence why there's eyes on the hand there. And it controls him basically, and Shinichi has to control it and basically make it learn about human society that you can't really kill everyone. You have to be careful. But yeah, like I say, from the first volume, there's a lot of horror in it. There's like a lot of deaths that you think, oh shit. But yeah, I just love it. So thank you to my friend for giving me volume 2, and also Forbidden Planet for making me complete this. And it was 3 for 2 offer, so I basically got 6 volumes for the price of 4. Yeah. So yeah, Hitoshi Iwaaki's Parasyte. Next up, I have, this is probably going to get a lot of hate, is Platinum End by Takeshi Obata and Tsugumi Ohba. Now, this is the latest story by Death Note creators, like I just said. And I have seen this for quite a few months. I actually saw it last year around this time, and I thought, this looks actually interesting. And when I saw the two mangaka, the Ohba and Obata combination, I thought, is this new? And I looked it up. Yes, it is new. And then all of a sudden, in Forbidden Planet, I picked up the next, well, not all next, I picked up all the volumes in the series, and, well, actually, that's a lie, my boyfriend got me volumes 1 to 4, because that was the ones that were out at the time, and I've now got volume 5, obviously, as you've seen in my previous manga haul, and volume 6 comes out in August. I can't remember, but yeah. And my boyfriend gave me the volumes available, and you know something? It actually is enjoyable. I actually like it. I like it for the art. I like it for the story. And yeah, a lot of people don't like it for the story, but I don't understand why you don't. Get used to it. Now, basically, what happens in this story is there's a guy called Mirai. He's just about to celebrate his middle school graduation, and then all of a sudden, he just feels like he's got no hope in the world. He tries to commit suicide, and then he is saved by an angel called Nase, I think it is, and basically she convinces him to not give up living and gives him the opportunity to use these powers with these arrows, so you can do all sorts of things. And yeah, people are saying this is very similar to Death Note, but I kind of don't see the resemblance. But it's pretty enjoyable, and like I say, the artwork is fantastic. Takeshi Obata has definitely improved in his artwork since his first outing in the artist way of mangaka. And yeah, the storytelling is brilliant, and I hope to see more volumes. I don't know how long this is going to last, because there's still a few chapters that are not in volumes, although they have been published in probably like Shonen Jump or whatever else. But yeah, keep at it, guys. I love it. Platinum End. Next up, I have The Promised Neverland by Kayu Shirai and Posca Dimizu. Now, this is a story that everyone seems to be talking about this year, and also last year when it came out. And I can see why. This is fantastic. It basically follows these three orphans, well, actually a whole orphanage, but the main three characters are called Emma, Norman, and Ray. They are in an orphanage, and then they looked after their mom, whatever. And then all of a sudden they realise that there's probably more to the orphanage than they think. So they try and get on an adventure to see the outside world, because everything's not what it seems. And yeah, this is just fantastic. I love it. It's so cute. I love the story behind it. It's just brilliantly presented, and it's one of the best new releases I have got in my collection. It's just and volume 4 is coming out next week, or the week after, pardon me, a couple of weeks. And you know, I just think this is fantastic. It's just everything about it is just brilliant, and yeah, it's definitely one of the best new releases out there. So if you haven't picked it up, please do. It's just fantastic. I love the cover art as well. My boyfriend actually loved the look of the covers of these, and I said to him, well, why don't you read it? This will be a great manga starting point for you. So yeah, I am so happy this is here and in my life. And yeah, so let's just see how the next volumes go. Hope it turned out well. Next up is okay, this was difficult for me because I had to pick one Junji Ito title, but I settled for Uzumaki. Now, for those of you who don't know, at the beginning, well, just before Christmas, last year I ordered Gyo, Tumiye, and Uzumaki by Junji Ito, and I said to the shop assistant at Waterstones, I'll get them in the new year. And surprisingly enough, I actually held to my promise. And then at the beginning of the year, on the first full trading day of the year, which is a Wednesday, I went to the Waterstones and I got them. And after reading all of them, Uzumaki was my favourite, because this is my favourite horror manga of all time. Or even horror story, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if I can make a decision on that just yet, but Uzumaki was just brilliant. It was very well done. I just love the artwork, the story, the psychological effects it has. I mean, I made a joke saying on my Instagram that for some reason I can't stop drawing spirals. It's definitely not because I've read Uzumaki, but that was this little joke. But yeah, it's pretty disturbing. I mean, just look at that colour. Even just the front page just makes you think, what the hell? But yeah, this is definitely my favourite Junji Ito story. It's just so messed up, and I was just thinking, what's going to happen next? What's going to happen next? I actually read it periodically. I read it 5 chapters at a time, and then eventually when I got to the end, I thought, oh my god, this was so disturbing. But yeah, I had to only pick one Junji Ito story, and this has to be it. I was thinking about Gyo, but Uzumaki is definitely much better. And I'm glad I got this, because these are just, I love the quality of the pages, the covers, I did see this though back in November, but obviously I didn't get it because obviously I bought a lot of manga already, and I thought I'll hold off, and I'm glad I got this in my collection. So yeah, Uzumaki by Junji Ito. Check it out if you like horror. Next up is another one I got at the beginning of this year. It is Vagabond by Takehiko Inoue. I have heard about this and I thought, everyone seems to be saying the artwork of this is great. I'll see about that. And then I picked this up when my boyfriend came to stay over for one weekend. And I just looked at the pages and I thought, oh my god, you're actually right there. Right on the very first page is, again, watercolor pictures. Wow. Now these are Visbig editions because the single volumes are actually out of print, I believe, apart from volume 37, which is the most recent one, because Inoue is on fucking hiatus. But yeah, I cannot express my words for this. Even though I've only got the first 3 Visbig editions, that covers the first 9 volumes. I just love the artwork. I love the story, and this is based on real life events, basically. And I could also mention just now, actually, Uzumaki is actually about a spiral that haunts this ghost town. I should have mentioned that, but yeah, that's what Uzumaki is about, and it follows his 2 main characters and how they're struggling to escape from the spiral. But yeah, Vagabond. This is about a guy called Shinmen Takezo. Yeah. He basically he resides in a village, and all of a sudden he basically was too brutal for his own village. He basically killed people. He just didn't care what he did. And yeah, he basically runs away because his village refuses to accept him, and then he tries to make a name for himself. And this is actually based on a real life story about the real life story Miyamoto Musashi, which is awesome. But yeah, the quality of these Visbig editions are just fantastic. I love the feel of the pages. It's just, I need more Visbig editions, but I think the 5th one is out of print because it's nearly £2 over the retail price on Amazon, which is insane. But, you know, I'll definitely read it. And these are great value. I mean, for Visbig editions, for high quality pages, I mean, damn, £13 it's cost me. Oh, yeah, I knew I had a heart attack when I looked at the price. So I thought, this is damn heavy. But yeah, it's just brilliant. So yeah, I'll be definitely getting the next Visbig editions when I do get a chance to, and if I can find them. So that's Vagabond by Takehiko Inoue, and this will not come as a surprise to you. The last one in my collection of 10 of my favourite titles of 2018 is Finland Saga by Makoto Yukimura. Oh my god, this is fantastic. I just recently got, actually yesterday, as of recording this, I got book 10. There's a spoiler for you for my June 2018 manga haul. But yeah, just yesterday, as of the recording, so the 12th of June, I got book 10. And I cannot stop falling in love with it. It is intense. The artwork is fantastic. I love the story. I love the setting. I love the characters. Everything about it. It's just so much. Yes. I just, seriously, I cannot fanboy enough. Fan person enough about this. It's just too much goodness in this book. If there's ever a perfect manga, this might be just one of them. But yeah, everything about it. Again, first page, I just love the artwork of. But yeah, I cannot. I know I've expressed this enough, a lot, but I cannot stop thinking about Vinland Saga. I only started this in February, and 4 months later, I'm still enjoying it because I'm up to date on the books. Now I probably have to wait until next year until book 11 comes out, and we'll have to see how the story goes because we're currently in an era where there's a huge war going on and characters are dying. I'm not going to say which ones, if they're minor, major, or whatever, but characters are dying, shock deaths, shock plot twists with certain characters. It's just, I cannot even word my love for this series. It's just, yes. But yeah, like I say, spoilers, I've got book 10 of Vinland Saga. You'll see that in my June manga haul. But yeah, Makoto Yukimura is just so fantastic. He's so knowledgeable about the Vikings. I just love him so much. He's just goodness. Perfect goodness. But yeah, I can't wait for book 11, honestly. And that's it for this video. And if you liked it, please leave a like and give it a thumbs up. And please suggest more manga videos. If I don't hear anything new, basically I'm going to be, my next manga video will be my manga haul for June 2018. And there's going to be some surprises. I can assure you that. Apart from book 10, obviously. You know that. But there's going to be some surprises. And I cannot wait to show you. So thank you guys for watching. Stay awesome. And see you in the next video.